Welcome back or welcome if this is your first time visiting. My name's Tina Hurley. I'm the founder and executive director of a charity called Less Leg, More Heart that provides support, supplies, and services to amputees around the country. I bring this platform to you because I feel like there's so much information out there behind doors, behind curtains of educators and holistic options and stories of inspiration and perspective that it's really nice to have when you're just in the comfort of your own home. So maybe you just spark more thought in areas that you're undereducated on or have preconceived ideas about that are different, or maybe it's because you need a little bit of pep in your day. And so I hope that some of the things that we cover are seeds that are planted and that grow into curiosities and sometimes actions that can improve your overall wellness. Today I have a personal friend and a really amazing woman with me, Hannah Bauer. Hannah, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me.
And Hannah is not only a personal holistic mentor to me, but she is a really amazing resource for my nonprofit and has a business that helps to bring wellness to people by way of food and through ways of acting and behaving and patterns, if you will, of things you can do in your day that are manageable and practicable. And the nutritional focus for me is inspiring because in Western medicine, we're very reactive. Mm-hmm. You get a prescription, you know, it's convenient, it's not without recourse, and that's the way that we think of wellness until that fails people for a long time where they're not getting answers, and then they lend themselves to other types of either holistic or naturopathic care. And a lot of the answers are like right in your home, in your fridge, at the grocery store. It's just a matter of like understanding the focus on them and also understanding the practices through your day that can improve your wellness. And so I think today, one of the best ways that we can hammer home a point that will improve your life is the notion of consistency. I know that I have not been a very consistent person because my idea of consistency is like, it starts on a Monday and it has to be a month where a Monday falls as the first day of the month. Yes. And it's all the things all at once. And I have to do them every single day or I'm not consistent and I fall off the wagon and I get dragged behind it until the next Monday that has a first to start with it. You can explain this better. Can you help me and everybody else that's out there that may have a different concept of what consistency looks and feels like?
Yeah, so consistency looks different for everybody. Consistency is showing up for yourself every day. So small steps to move big mountains. So you start with a small step, and every day that you add in something, consistency-wise, you're looking at the big picture. So for consistency, it is really about looking within and saying, what do I need in this moment? And really just showing up for yourself. So I don't believe in the cold turkey approach. I don't believe in cutting things off completely because the body doesn't understand that. You eat dairy every day for your whole life, and then one day you decide, I'm not gonna eat dairy anymore. That's like the hardest thing you could do because your body's not gonna understand that and your cravings aren't gonna understand that. So my approach is like, take out some of the things, and if you decide you want ice cream one day, eat the ice cream. Just listen to what your body needs. It's showing up for yourself in small ways every single day.
Do you think that it requires people to, I'm prefacing this because we're fast-paced.
Yes.
We are chronically busy, maybe not productive, chronically busy. We are distracted from ourselves. And in that state, that's the state that Americans are finding themselves the sickest we've ever been. So part of that, the powerful piece of what you just said was you have to just give yourself what you feel it needs. I don't think people even feel sometimes.
No. Yeah.
Right? So being just attuned to intentional time to understand what's reacting, what you're putting in, how it's feeling as an outcome, like, you know, leading in and the outcome of what you're doing, those patterns of behavior, people aren't even like paying attention to sometimes. No. So just tuning in first.
Right, tuning in and giving yourself a lot of grace because these processes are really difficult. And even rewiring your brain to understand holistic versus, you know, the Western medicine, it's very difficult. And you get all this misinformation and it's really hard to track down what works. And so being consistent, I just really feel, is taking small steps while listening to your body.
So what's an idea of something that looks like? For me, right? Because you know me, and you know my circumstance. You've been mentoring me. You've given me a custom wellness guide that like has literally just been so amazing to see and to practice pieces of, and just even like you said, pieces of it improve my wellness. I'm not even doing a quarter of them yet. But for me? Just little examples of how I can
Yeah.
show up better for myself.
So in the
consistently.
morning, if you decide you're gonna, do a meditation in the morning instead of getting your son weighed in the morning, he's clean, he's ready, he's just in his room and he's just kind of like doing his thing. But you choose yourself. You say this morning, you know what, I'm gonna do a meditation so that I can show up better for my day. I can show up better for my son, but I'm showing up better for myself. So a meditation in the morning, instead of going on your phone or instead of rushing to him to take care of somebody else, you're choosing to take care of yourself in that moment. Or for instance, your lemon honey water in the morning, replacing coffee or replacing something that has these stimulants and this caffeine for something that's really hydrating and energetically boosting for the body. You're choosing yourself, and your body notices that. It notices that you're showing up for yourself. It notices that, wow, I'm making this small, consistent step every single day. And that lemon water in the morning, that meditation in the morning, set yourself up for success. It also sets you up for doing that every day. Like maybe I'll do the meditation every morning, or maybe I'll drink my lemon water every morning. But doing something small is so amazing, and it's better than not doing anything at all.
And honestly, usually, at least with me, and I'm a little bit more of the I don't know if it's called an addictive personality type, or like all or nothing. I've had to fight that my whole life, in or out, like it's an accordion. But I think that the thing that starts to cascade or to spiral into net increased wellness is when I add a thing in. Like you mentioned, I've been doing juicing lemon and ginger. I put it in my water. All of my neighbors are hooked on it now. I'm like juicing.
I love it.
Six times the amount just so my neighbors can get their fix. I actually had one of them text me this morning. Can I come get a cube of that?
I love that.
So
I love that.
It's expanding. Amazing. But you're right. Like that creates, that's the way that I start my morning.
Yeah.
And it creates a cascade of intentional delegation of energy to me.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen all the time. And the thing I'm learning also is that falling off is part of being a human.
Right.
Life is like the best interceptor of your energy. And I feel like as soon as you feel like you're on a roll, that like something lines up, and then you're like 2 weeks went by. I don't know how I haven't been to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or how I have, like, why is there a dent in my couch from laying there for the last 5 days? So when people are humans and find that their intentional creation of that one pattern or consistent action has fallen off, what's your way to, when you're working with clients or talking to people, how do you coach them out of that mentality that I have, where it's like, oh, I messed it up and I just can't, all the negative self-talk, I just can't, be consistent in that way. I don't have the time, the excuses. I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't this, I don't that. Like, how do we get past that barrier?
I think being somebody who has struggled with this myself, it makes it a lot easier for me to help other people. So for me, it's hard to be consistent. I'm very honest about that. I do the best that I can. I show up for myself every day as best as I can, but life gets in the way. So I think that one thing that I've done differently is affirmations and manifestations. If you can't make the effort to change your diet or to change other things, it starts within and changing your beliefs and changing the way that you feel about yourself. Okay, well today I'm too busy. I can't do this. I can't do this. Okay, that's great. But what can you say to yourself to maybe motivate yourself to get to that place? An affirmation you could say is like, I am doing the best that I can and I'm getting there as I get there. Like that would be something you just show up for yourself. And so I think in these moments, it's changing our thought patterns as best as we can and getting away from social media and the things that try to change our brain in those ways. So I think just showing up for yourself in the most authentic way you can.
But in the same way too that you're mentioning, the neuroplasticity part of conditioning, reconditioning your brain to perceive you as a different type of person is a fascinating field of study. Literally one of my favorite coaches in the world, Ben Bergeron, runs a CrossFit gym, has a podcast, he's coached elite athletes all over the place. And he instills in this mental fortitude piece of, you wake up in the morning and you're exhausted. And you hit your alarm 6 times because you're exhausted. And the first thing that you tell yourself when you wake up is that you're exhausted.
Right.
How about instead of changing anything, telling yourself you're not going to hit the alarm, telling yourself that you are tired, telling yourself that you deserve to sleep in, or all the things that subconsciously are trying to give us the intention to stay down and validate it, you simply say you are the thing that you want.
Yes.
I am the type of person that wakes up to my first alarm.
Yes.
You're not telling yourself that you're not doing something. You're not feeling regret and shame that you're not doing something. But if you do that enough times, every time your alarm goes off, I am the kind of person that wakes up to my first alarm.
Yes.
you are now becoming that person. Just an event on Saturday that I had speaking to that. It was freezing cold. I had to go surf. I got to go surfing. That's a good language change. I didn't have to do it. I got to do it. And it was an organization, and I was so excited. And consistency. For me, as you mentioned, showing up, it's a theme for everything, right? If you commit, you sign up, you show up, unless there's a circumstance where you shouldn't because it's best for you, right?
Yes.
It's cold. That's not a reason that I need to cancel. Right. And then I started thinking about all the people that had put time and energy into it, and that my commitment and my word should mean something. And I literally said to myself, because of Ben Bergeron, because of you, I sat there and I just went, I am the kind of person that just shows up. Not, I'm the kind of person that shows up in freezing cold. I'm the kind of person that neglects my normal, retreat pattern when it's clearly not habitable outside. Like all these things to scare my brain. So I love that. I love the conditioning. I love the neural piece. I love the showing up for yourself piece. And the concept for everybody is just take small actions each day to favor one step forward.
Yes.
Right?
One step forward is amazing, whatever that looks like. And I think that that's the whole point of this. The small steps make a big difference. Like changing the self-beliefs, doing the one thing. It's an amazing thing because you show up for yourself. The energy knows that, the universe knows that, and your body knows that.
And remember, staying still some days
is all right.
Is actually a step forward, because
yes,
if you didn't slide back,
right,
then you made some progress that day by just staying where it is.
And
right?
that consistency can look like, I have been working so hard every single day my whole life, and I really need to take the day off. Consistency looks like showing up for yourself and taking the day to rest. That's consistently showing up for yourself and just letting your body tell you what it needs and try to listen to that. And it's hard because we're conditioned to be, autopilot. We get up, we do this, we do this, we do this, and then we, work forever and then we die. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, that's not it anymore.
Work too hard, get sick.
Yes.
Down, down, down. Work too hard, get sick or hurt. Down, down, down. It's like that cyclic kind of abuse pattern to yourself because you're not having those flags and those sirens going off each time, each interval. So I guess the take homes here are inconsistency, show up for yourself, turn your mirrors back and focus a little bit more intentional energy on yourself so that you can actually feel what you need for the days and recognize that consistency isn't always doing the same things. It's doing service to what your body needs each day.
Yes.
Is that a really good
That's a really good summary.
I was listening.
Yes,
good.
That was good. That was really good. That was awesome.
If you guys want more information about the concept of consistency or any other of the plethora of, just wild lists of information that holistic experts have with respect to nutrition, mindset, daily habits, etc., please feel free to find more information at Holistically Hannah, which is Hannah Bauer's business. And you'll be just amazed at the life-changing opportunities that could be behind that door. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions, make sure that you leave some comments down below, and make sure you check out information for Holistically Hannah. Until next time, make sure you put your best foot forward.